Yeah, good morning students. This is Gopal. So today we discuss the bisection method. In last class, in numerical methods or numerical techniques, we have to discuss what is the algebraic function, algebraic equation, and what is the transcendental equations. And we have to find out roots or zeros of the given numerical equations, means algebraic equations and transcendental equations by using some of the methods. In the methods, the bisection method is the first one, and this is a very simple method. So if any equation is given, for example here, let y equal to f of x be a given function. So our task is we have to find out a root or zero of the given equation. Okay, so here now find out roots or zeros of y equal to f of x. So in this process, first we have to find out the interval so in which the root lies. Here we use a trial and error method. So what is the meaning of the trial and error method? So here we written one example here. Here f of x equal to, for example, some function is given. We have to substitute the values. When x equal to 0, we get one function value. When x equal to 1, we get another function value. So when x equal to 2, we get another function values. Now this means when x values are substituted, we get function values. So now by using the trial and error method, first we identify the interval in which the root is lies. Okay. So here by using this trial method, here we have to find out x equal to a and x equal to b, means we have to find out the interval. So this is the interval, means so in this why we are choosing these are the end points of the intervals. By the trial and error method, so when we have to substitute f of a, we get a negative value here. When we substitute the next value b, we get positive value. So means so f of a equal to negative, means when x equal to a, the function value f of a, but this value is negative. When x equal to b, we have to substitute x equal to b in this equation, we get some value that is positive, means this is the positive value. So this is the graph of the given function y equal to f of x. Okay, so when x equal to a, function value is negative, and when x equal to b, function value is positive. So we plot the graph. So therefore this is the graph of the given function. So here when x equal to a, function value is negative, when x equal to b, function value is positive. We draw a graph. Now this graph is intersecting somewhere on x-axis. So in general these values are denoted by a comma f of a, and this is b comma f of b, and this is, we don't know first value, but we know that the second value, some value here. So we know that this value, what is this value? Directly this value is 0. So dash comma 0. Now we have to find out this root. Okay. So in general methods, in the direct methods, we get a direct values, means the real values. But in this indirect methods, we directly not getting the values. We have to use the numerical techniques, means first we assume a trial solution or first approximation. So here we identify the 2 points x equal to a and x equal to b such that f of a, f of b are having opposite signs. Yes, f of a is negative and f of b is positive. Let f of a be a negative and f of b a positive, then there will be a root of f of x equal to 0 in between a and b. We have to find out that root by the approximations. Okay. So now students, you have one doubt. Why we are choosing this kind of interval? So for example, this is the graph of the function. For example, this is when a equal to f of a, and this is when a b equal to this is f of b. If we choose this interval, So here the graph is not intersecting x-axis, means there is no zeros existing in this interval. Okay, so here for example coming to here, so yesterday we already discussed when f of x means y equal to f of x, the given equation having the root or 0 in some interval, definitely the graph of the function is intersecting x-axis. So that's why we are choosing these kind of intervals. Sometimes, so the graph is like that, means the function having the two intervals. Okay, so if these kind of equations are given, how to find roots we discuss in the next classes, but here we are taking, so this only this method means f of a and f of b having the opposite sign, we consider the corresponding x values interval. Yes, we choose this as the interval. Sometimes f of a is positive and f of b is negative. So no problem. Now what is the graph here? The graph is like that. Now this is the given interval. Yes, graph is like that. Yes, again. So here f of a and f of b both are opposite signs, and this is the given interval. This is f of a and this is f of b. Here where any value is in the fourth coordinate means now this is b and this is f of b, means this is negative value, and this is a f of a. Now we have to find out this point, means we have to find out root of the given equation. Now this is the graphical representation of the given equations. Here we use the approximation method. Now let the first approximation is, the first approximation is, we say that is x1. So x1 equal to a plus b by 2, means the middle point of the given interval. So therefore a plus b by 2. Then we have to find out the function value f of x1. Okay, so means here we have to substitute f of a plus b by 2 and check it this value. Check it this value. So there is three possibilities. So when f of x1 equal to 0 means, so therefore x1 be a root of f of x equal to 0. So directly we get the root. Okay, so when f of x1 is not equal to 0, we go to the next approximation. Okay, we go to next approximation. So here there is also two chances. When f of x1 is not equal to 0, there is two possibilities. So positive value or negative value. When f of x1 equal to positive, so means x1 is, for example here, this is called x1, the function value is x1, this is f of x1, so this is the function value. So according to the definition already we discussed, so for example the given graph of the function is in first coordinate here, so therefore in the root is not belongs to in this interval. Okay, the given total a to b is divided into two parts. A to x1 is the first part and x1 to b is the second part. So here in second part the graph of the function completely in first coordinate. So means this graph is not intersecting anywhere on x-axis. So therefore the root is not belongs to this interval. Yes, here the root not belongs to x1 comma b. So therefore the root is lies in between, the root lies between a and x1, this interval. Now we have to find out the second approximation. So here coming to here, f of a is negative, so f of x1 is positive. So therefore here again the function, this function values are opposite signs. So therefore the root is in between a and x1. So therefore the next approximation, what is the next approximation? So we assume the next approximation is x2. Yeah, now same this same we have to written here. When f of x1 is positive, the root lies between a and x1. Then the second approximation is x2. Now the second approximation is x2, and this x2 is a plus x1 by 2. Okay, now we have to calculate or find f of x2. Now again there is the three options. F of when x, so when x equal f of x2 equal to 0, and we have the three possibilities here. F of x2 equal to 0, so then x2 will be a root of f of x, right? So and there is one more possibility. When f of x2 is now f of x2 is negative and f of x2 is positive. There is three options. So when now when x2, this value, when f of x2 is 0, now then x2 will be a root of the given equation. We stop the process. So if this value is not equal to 0, yes, here f of x2 is not equal to 0. So there is again two possibilities. F of x2 is positive and f of x2 is negative. Okay, when f of x2 is negative, so now this is x2 negative. So therefore now this is x2 comma f of x2. So means now again check it. The a and x1, this interval is again divided into the two parts. This is the first part and this is the second part. Okay, so now in this part a f of a, x2 f of x2 both are in fourth coordinate. Now this is the graph of the function. So means there is no root lies between a and x2. There is only possibility the root lies between x2 and x1. Why? Because when x equal to x2 the function value is negative. When x equal to x1 the function value is positive. Means here f of x2 and f of x1 having opposite signs. So therefore the root is lies between x2 and x1. So therefore we have to find out the next approximation in this interval. Which interval? From x2 to x1. Yeah, now when f of x1 is negative, the root lies between x2 and x1. Yeah, x2 and x1. Why? Because the both here and here these values are opposite signs. Then the third approximation x3 is x2 plus x1 by 2. Means again this interval we have to find out the mid value. So dear students, so this is the iteration process. Means so now we have to find out f of x3 and the same case here repeated. Now we have to find out, find f of x3, and again here the two possibilities, f of x3 equal to 0 and f of x3 not equal to 0. When f of x3 equal to 0, now x3 is a root of y equal to f of x. And when f of x3 not equal to 0, again there is two possibilities, f of x3 negative and f of x3 positive. Okay, now this is the same iterations. Means again we have to find out x4 by the depends on these values. Okay, now so dear students, now this is the iteration process. And we do this process same approximations. So here we get some accurate values. For example, we have to use this value, and when x4 and we get some xn and f when xn plus 1 approximations. If they are approximately equal to same values, where they are approximate equal, so therefore we stop the process, and this root, this value is said to be root of the given equation. So in this method, we continue this process until the desired accuracy. So we getting the desired accuracy. So this is called bisection method. Dear students, we have to solve one of the problem based on this bisection method.